So I'm back to wearing my Tek Syndicate shirts with pride in memory of what it used to be. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. We finally got the official statement from Logan that we all been waiting for the last 5 months regarding the Tek Syndicate stuff. And I want to give everybody my final views and impressions and thoughts on that. I said that I was going to do this when he finally released something official, so I want to keep my word. All right, so first off, one of the things I want to touch on is that over the course of time now that we've had, there's been a lot of healing when it comes to the initial pain that happened throughout the whole debacle, the drama. You know, I actually kind of feel pretty dumb for allowing something like that to get to me on the level that it did. I allowed something such as a YouTube channel to become part of me to a point to where I actually felt physical and emotional pain and loss over it. That's pretty ridiculous. Basically, I can only blame myself for that. So Logan has spoken, and his official response was not exactly what I was expecting or hoping for. I was still expecting something a little bit more professional and something more direct, a little bit more explanation. It was still seemed like a little bit more of a diversion. It was this person did this person did this. I was hoping to hear at least him say, you know, I did a few things that I shouldn't have done. You know, I apologize for taking the forums down. I apologize for my role in acting this way. He still kind of made it seem like it was a big joke to him. He did a lot of condescending gestures, condescending tones, and the whole way that he structured the video just made it seem like, okay guys, I'm just ready for all this to go away. I'm tired of hearing about it. You're never going to get the answers that you're looking for, so this is the final thing that I've got to say, and after this I'm not dealing with it anymore. And that's fine. If that's the attitude he has, that's the attitude he has. I've been watching all of his content since all this happened. I honestly feel like it's actually going in the opposite direction of what the channel used to be. I'm not saying that he's not being able to do what that he wants to do, and if that's what his vision is, that's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It just seems like it's all over the place. There's no real structure to it. Half the content's not even something that I'm very interested in. Personally, on my side, like, his channel's not something that I search for, and I have to watch as soon as the videos come up. I usually wait until I'm bored and there's not a whole lot left in my subscription box, and then if I see that he's posted something, I'll just click on it to have something in the background. I really don't want to see him fail, but at the same time, I don't appreciate some of the stuff that he did say in that video. The way he spoke about Caines just seemed like very unprofessional. Some of that stuff probably should have been, you know, watered down or stayed between them. You know, if I would have been talked to like he got talked to, I probably would have done something to in retaliation myself. So I can't say that. I don't know. There's probably circumstances to everything, and it's always going to be a he said, she said. He was very quick to throw Cain and Jennifer's name out, and if you notice, he never mentioned Wendell's. So obviously, Wendell's got some kind of upper hand over him somewhere. But that's fine. That's neither here nor there as well. But yeah, no, I've been keeping up with the level 1 Teks. I still watch Caines' vlogs that he does whenever he puts something out, but it hasn't been very consistent. You know, it's kind of sad. A lot of the shows and the people that I've been following, a lot of them are, you know, going different directions, and stuff like this is going on. And a lot of their new things that they're wanting to get into, and the things that the new ventures that they're becoming, that they're incorporating into their channels and stuff just isn't something that I'm as interested in as the way that it was. And it's just this whole Tek Syndicate thing that happened back, you know, September, October. It kind of helped to harden me, I guess you could say, to where I don't put as much of myself into those channels as I used to, so that I don't have to feel hurt when people change. A good example of that is right now, I've always watched Jay's 2 Cents and Jerry's live stream. I don't always catch it live, but I always watch Tech Talk, and I can appreciate them just for their personalities and the way that they talk to each other and the friendship. And now that Jay's moving into his studio and he's, you know, getting bigger, they're going to be quitting doing that show. So that's going to be kind of weird. You know, my normal routine every weekend was, you know, to come home on Fridays from work, you know, watch Tech Talk, because they usually film that on Thursday, and by the time I'm usually done with that, the WAN show archives up and I watch that. And then whatever day that the Tech used to come on, if it was Friday night, I'd watch it after the WAN show. If it was Saturday, I'd be able to watch it on Saturday. And that was like my normal routine. You know, I don't have cable TV and I don't have normal shows that I watch, so that's how I get my entertainment, is through YouTube. And a lot of changes that are being made, I've convinced myself at this point that I'm going to go a little bit harder and try harder for my own channel, and this is just going to free me up and have the time to be able to do that, and I won't be looking out for these channels as much. You know, I'm not saying to boycott Tek Syndicate, Crit TV or whatever, but you know, the way I see it is like, if Logan's going to talk down to everybody and make everything out to be a joke, then you know, he's not on my priority list anymore. It's kind of sad. And in one of the last videos that he made right before he put out the official announcement of what was going on, he mentioned in the video that the Hutchinson guy, you know, the guy that he had hired when all this stuff had first went down, he was going to end up, he's quitting. He's leaving. And this was the guy that was going to save everything. He was getting all the numbers together. He was getting everything ready to go. And he doesn't want to have to drive an hour to work anymore. And you know, there's a lot of people that drive an hour to work. There's a lot of people that drive longer than that to work and back. And you know, I'm not going to speculate and I'm not going to assume anything, but the only thing I can think of is, like, he either realizes he got himself in too deep, he doesn't like the structure, the culture of where he's working, or he knows it's a lost cause. So, and no offense to the other kid, that guy that Logan has on the show all the time, that Justin guy, but I can't stand to watch him. He's like the most annoying thing that I see. So, you know, part of me wants to see Logan bounce back, though, for the old days and for what that I know that he's capable of. I just wish that he would allow himself to come out of character and sit down, look at a camera, and really address the people that got hurt over a situation like this, honestly, truthfully, and just tell everybody, you know, hey, there was bad blood on both sides. Everybody acted like assholes. We've come to agreements. We've got this going on. You know, I'd like you to stick around and give me another chance if you want to. But the condescending tone, making it a joke, basically saying, I'm not going to acknowledge this anymore, and if you don't want to be here, just leave. I just, you know, I've made my mind up that I don't need absolution for this anymore. But that did nothing to help me decide that I have to, you know, I want to jump back on and get back on the forums and make sure his community is a success. My wife even mentions all the time when I have the, you know, level 1 techs on with Wendell, she says she'll come sit down and you know, in the office with me and say, hey, you know, I've never seen him so happy on camera, and he looks like he's just having a good time. And it's true. Wendell's got the best dynamic going on for him right now, and I'm very, very pleased, and I'm proud of him, and I wish him the best of luck. I wish them all the best of luck. But for anybody that's tuning into this, that watched the other videos that I'd put out, the TDLR of all this is that I'm just gonna have to stick with closer to the side of Wendell, and at least he looks like he's having fun and putting videos out that have some kind of substance. You know, Logan's looking like he's trying to make some like game show, that one video to the next he's testing stuff out, and it's just, he's got all that equipment, he's got all these people there, but he can't keep the camera focused, and the camera's just all over the place, and it's hard to watch. And I'm not trying to judge. I'm a small YouTube channel. I got a $100 camera in my hand, and this is what I film with, and webcams. I just, you know, if you're gonna talk like that to people and talk down to them, at least put more effort into what you're trying to produce to make people see that, hey, you're worth their time. There's a lot of him putting his foot in his mouth, as far as I'm concerned, and I'll continue to watch here and there, but that could change real quick depending on the way that he keeps proceeding. I appreciate everybody sitting down and listening to me talk about this, and I will catch y'all in the next one. Have a good one.